We are winding down our coverage at the Asia Petrochemical Industry Conference 2018 here in Kuala Lumpur, and I'm joined by Mr. Yuan Sheng Yu, Senior Analyst at Lux Reserach. Thanks for joining us on Polymerupdate, sir.
Thank you for having me today.
So let me start by asking you, how has the focus on bio-based chemicals and materials changed in the recent years?
Absolutely. I mean, in the last decade, the amount of interest from academia, venture capitalists, as well as corporate investment in bio-based materials and chemicals has really increased year over year, new projects, new developments. However, in the last 3 to 4 years, that's kind of plateaued and sort of starting to wane right now. And a lot of the interest and focus is more and more about the performance and the capabilities of these materials, and less about the fact that they're bio-based.
So let me then talk to you about the bio-based polymers market, which is predicted to grow at a CAGR of 10 to 15% from 2018 to 2023. How do you respond to this?
I think that's absolutely correct. The fact that just because interest in the bio-based space is starting to plateau and wane, it doesn't mean that the capacity that was planned to come online is going to stop. I think the difference now in looking at that CAGR and looking at that growth is the type of bio-based materials and chemicals that are going to come to the market versus just the sheer volume. However, looking forward, that growth is going to be driven by newer molecules, newer materials, and we think a lot of those are going to come from bio-based PEF, as well as hybrids, bio-PEF, bio-PET compounds as well. And we're also likely to see some newer and more advanced materials come online.
Excellent. Now, what will be the impact of digital and advanced analytics towards the operating models and markets in this industry?
I think it's a really great question, because I think that question can be applied to every industry these days. How's digital, how's advanced analytics going to alter and change these industries? I think for the materials perspective, that impact is going to actually happen across the entire value chain. Just from the design portion of materials, we're seeing a lot of interest in the last 2 years in materials informatics. So the idea of using big data analytics as well as machine learning to help materials designers start to shortlist and optimize their design process. Being here in KL, the hub of global biomass, it's been positioned as a potential biomass hub for all sorts of industries.
Interesting. Let me then shift focus to the market players that are dominating the industry so far. So what do you have to say about this?
Well, I mean, it's hard to talk about anything chemicals and materials without naming the major companies. But some that we know at Lux that are extremely active in the bio-based materials and chemical space include the BASFs, the Archemas, the DSMs. But we're also seeing a lot of interest from sort of your more traditional petrochemical players, Total, Saudi Aramco. They all have great vested interest in this sort of next era of materials and chemicals.
So is there a single winner in this space?
Absolutely not. Everyone has a different strategy in terms of R&D. Everyone has a different strategy in terms of going to market. And as of right now, there is no clear winner.
So finally, let me then ask you about this space. How do you see this space evolving in the next few years?
So I think one of the main things will be just a shift from these sort of drop-in replacement bio-based materials and chemicals to specialty and advanced bio-based materials and chemicals.
Brilliant, brilliant. Thank you so much for joining with us on Polymerupdate. Many thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed our coverage at the Asia Petrochemical Industry Conference 2018 here in Kuala Lumpur. This is Pratiksha Karkera signing off for Polymerupdate. For the latest news from the plastics and petrochemicals industry, subscribe to our YouTube channel and do not forget to hit the bell icon.